No, if I was an employer, I would ask everyone how much you think you should earn. And that doesn't mean they're gonna get that. No, I mean serious. That doesn't mean they're gonna get that, but I would ask that question.
Bro, we're some jesters, bro. I'm not like literally. Across the world, we're just entertainment.
Obviously, there are black, tech entrepreneurs. It's there.
Because like the internet was made by a Nigerian computer scientist, so we okay.
Oh yeah, what was his name again?
So I've met youths growing up saying they just want to go job.
Huh?
That's what I got like.
I don't believe humans can forgive like that.
Okay, welcome back. Episode 7, Phone Call Home. We got a few interesting ones to get through today. We got some discussions about dimensions. We have Thomas Sankara, about the OYO empire, different roads to success, financial freedom, etc. How's everyone doing today?
Doing good.
Other than losing my mouse, I'm not too bad.
Losing your what?
My mouse to the Mac. Somehow, like, it sounds stupid, I know. I don't even...
Well, you lost your mouse, I don't
literally,
get it.
Literally, my mouse is...
Oh, it's just, on your laptop?
Yeah, computer, yeah, like...
Nah, I know what you one of them ones that you're scrolling, but like, yeah, come back.
No, not even that. No, not the cursor. I'm talking about the actual...
The actual...
thing, yeah.
Okay, right.
I think it's missing. I don't know where it is.
Nah, don't worry, you can get another one, man. Just get one of them USB ones.
Yeah.
And then just... that's your best solution. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Do you guys think your habits change based on how much money you have, or how much money you earn, I guess? Like, for example, like, let's say someone that grew up less fortunate, yeah, and then he became successful and had money and so on, and then he or she's habits changed. Do you guys think that actually happens, or it's just a case of those people are like anomalies?
My personal belief is that whenever you get money, if you come from a broken background, poverty and that, if you gain wealth, whatever your characters are when you're broke, it's going to be amplified once you get money. So if you're a horrible person, or if you're a horrible person when you're broke, you're going to be even worse when you gain wealth. So
I agree.
With habits, I think it's only going to increase, because if you smoke and you're poor, you get money, come on, bro.
They look like Chief Keef, like
exactly.
Somebody says like an ounce a day or something stupid like that. Even Snoop was like, wait, what is that?
No, I agree with what Moses is saying. Like, I think when you don't have money, it probably limits you to what you're able to do. But when you have money now, nothing's changed except for your limitations now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I agree, bro.
Yeah, I probably agree. I don't think habits change much when people earn money. I think if you spend a lot when you don't have money, when you have money, you just spend a lot as well. If you don't spend a lot when you don't have money, when you have money, you still won't spend a lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, do you ever think that maybe some people like stay in a certain lifestyle because they can't afford a better lifestyle? Because, like you said, smoking and certain things, they're what you kind of do when you're bored or some sort, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that if someone had all of these options, they still pick the bad habits? Like if someone had the freedom to do whatever they'd want, they still pick bad habits?
They would still pick it. I think.
Yeah, because then money comes a lot easier to them now. Compared to, like, let's say, we'll use the smoker example, yeah? I don't know, let's say he or she does a 9-hour shift. And then every other hours of the day, rather than sleeping, they spend doing exactly that. So then now that they have that money, maybe they're doing 3 hours of work or even less. Or maybe even it's a case they work for like 2 months and then the rest of the year they've got absolutely nothing to do. What else are they going to do but that thing that they usually do in that time frame?
Well, that's the thing. It's if they have all of these options, they can do a lot of other things. They could probably go camping.
Oh no, of course, yeah.
They might smoke whilst doing all of these things. It's one of those things like it's a lot more. They probably smoke every day after work because of the work.
Yeah, exactly.
If they don't have the work, they might not want to smoke. They might not want to do
but then it becomes a habit, innit? That's what I'm thinking. Because then once it becomes a habit, now it's like, oh well, I have all this time to do it. Because at times you're even like, oh, I didn't have enough time to smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I've got to go to work, but then now they've got all the time in the world. Like, you know, all like, I don't have enough time to drink, blah, blah, blah.
You know, the thing is, yeah, like when you get money, like you have more time depending on like what you do. But more so, you have more time.
Yeah, most of the time, you end up having more time.
Since you have all that free time, you're definitely, like, you're just going to be at home chilling. And if you're a smoker, you just boom, kick back, start smoking.
If you have money, why would you be at home chilling?
No, but even...
what do you mean? A lot of people
you
would.
have money, you can do whatever you want. Why would you just be out?
I know, but I think what you're looking at is like, you're looking at like in terms of your mentality. But I'll give you an example.
Remember, holiday press, man, come on.
You think about another example, like let's say a female that likes to shop. Most females like to shop anyway. But let's say, for example, they only shop on the weekends because they work Monday to Friday. But then now, they've got money, or maybe they're a singer, or whatever, like whatever field that they are now in that makes them a lot of money. Now they have more time to go shopping.
And they don't have to work.
I'm saying,
cool.
Like they don't have.
I don't think we're using women as fair as an example.
No, but we get both sides. No, but as a guy as well, I don't know. Let's say it's a big expense buying cars.
Women like to live life, bro. Like,
you can know.
What about a gamer guy?
Guys like to shop as well.
Guys that like gaming, they're gonna be inside all the time.
But we don't care about the money. We're just happy that they can
Nah, but think about it. They'll buy like all of the. It's like Fortnite. You can buy all the skins. GTA, you can buy the money, so that you don't have to grind. Like there's many factors to it. But I get what you mean. Like that's what I'm saying. That's why I asked the question, because I don't think some people's habits probably wouldn't change. Like for example, like you look at some of these billionaires, like they even though they have so much money, they still trying to save as much money as possible. Like they'll pay their staff 11 when they could really and truly be paying them like 20. I'm saying, because they're trying to save as much money as possible. Like they don't want to pay taxes, they'll buy properties. Like or they have like areas in the Cayman Islands and so on.
I was gonna ask, do you think you'd be different if you're in that position?
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. No, I say that because of past habits. Like I remember when I was younger, like I would get money and I would blow it in a day or two.
Yeah. I mean, like if you were the billionaire, do you think you'd pay yours employees? More generous than they are? Or you think you'd just be just like them?
No, if I was an employer, I would ask everyone how much you think you should earn. And that doesn't mean they're gonna get that. No, I mean serious. That doesn't mean they're gonna get that, but I would ask that question. And then I'll say, okay, do you think this is fair based on what you're doing? And if they can present a strong argument, then cool, no problem. But if they can't, I would say, okay, I think, so for example, let's say they're like, they think they should be earning £18 per hour or so on, yeah? And I say, okay, you do this, you do that, and they present a decent argument or not such a strong argument. Then I'll be like, okay, well, I was thinking about paying you 12 an hour, but you're saying 18. Okay, well, I think what's fair is 15 an hour.
So negotiate.
Yeah. So you sound like you run a company like Apple where people are happy to work there.
Yeah.
The best thing you would want your staff to be happy, like, because really and truly, I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, I want my staff to be happy, but then do absolutely the opposite. But there's no point in you, like, because the best thing for you to always do is to have a staff that stays a long period of time, and staff that actually want to come into work rather than
no warehouse.
Rather than the ones that are dreading to come in, where you get the phone calls a day, oh yeah, I'm not feeling well today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Rather than, I'm
warehouse vibes. Warehouse.
You know what I'm saying? So I do think that's what I would do if I was in that position.
Okay. You gave good reasons why. That's pretty.
So what do you think are methods to financial freedom? Like what are your options if you wanted to achieve financial freedom? Because you've seen some videos, people talk about, start investing now. You see various ads on trading. There's this one guy that I always see, no matter what video I'm watching, he always starts with,
I don't
know his name, but he like the ad I always see is like, you'd be like,
there's many different ones.
What I did that made me money or like independent was working 10 minutes a day or so. That guy.
I just made £34,000 in 3 minutes, and then we just show you how.
Or do you know what they'll do? They'll show testimonials. They'll be like, Lisa here is literally making 45k in the next 4 minutes. If you stay for the end of this video, I can show you just how you could be doing that.
And then you get to the end of the video, they're like, go buy this course.
Literally, that costs 2.5 racks, fam.
The whole thing of gaining financial freedom, at my age now, what I've seen, because I think everyone has a different perspective on financial freedom and obtaining it. But what I've seen is you have to probably obtain skills.
Yeah.
And take risks. Like, what I see that separates a lot of like successful people from the ones that are probably not is that idea they had that everyone has once in a while. They took action on it, rather than just letting it slip out their head, innit? Yeah, so just take risk, and learn skills, network. I think financial freedom is not like your net worth is good, but I think your net worth is as good as your network.
Okay.
So if you have a good network of individuals on your phone, it lets you skip the line.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need to wait as long as other people. You have access to certain things that other people have.
Break down network for the viewers.
Also, network is like, for example, if my boy here is a banker now, my boy here is the president of a country, and you're some next tycoon.
Okay.
Like, you guys are my network.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I needed financial advice, my boy owns a bank. Hey, yo, bro, like, what should I invest in? Or if I want to get into politics, my guy's a president. Yo, bro,
Okay.
You're a tycoon. Yo, bro, what businesses?
Yeah.
And that will make me get to a millionaire quicker than if I didn't know you guys.
Facts,
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by network.
Okay.
That's true. I would say, especially because, you know, most people, they go the common route, get a job. So if we're relating to the everyday person, I would say learn, like take courses that can, let's say, get you into a very specific job role that you may be interested in. So
how do they find what they're interested in?
Well, you know, like,
No, just
well, you know, no.
Then as a teacher, he's like, well, you know.
Like, no, do you know what it is? Because you see, that question, that very question, that's probably one of the, like, it's a difficult question.
Yeah, I think it is for any human being.
Yeah, because to guide someone to, like, how does anyone find out what they're really trying to do?
I think that's what a lot of parents struggle with.
I disagree with that, you know, bro.
Okay, why so?
I think everyone knows what... Like, if I say, yo, bro, what do you want to do? Like, something pops out in your head.
Yeah.
But there's reasons why you can't do that so often. But I think of that risk aspect of that.
No. But the thing is, what he said was, he asked me if, like, how do they find out what they want to do? Yeah. That was the question, innit?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think everyone in their head knows. Like, for example, if you ask me, what do you want to do? I know what I want to do.
But what about the people who don't?
Oh, do you think there are people like that?
What?
I think some people are like that.
Yeah, some people are like that. That's what I'm saying.
You want to be a footballer or something?
Yeah, but then it's like everyone can't be a footballer, and
that's
the thing at the same time. Yeah, because I think a lot of people will pick mainstream things, like, because they're like, oh yeah, that one makes the most money, and looks like they're having the most fun doing that. Yeah. You're gonna say something?
I can't remember what I added on. What I was going to add on, but I wanted you to finish your.
That's it, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just saying. So like, just take courses that can, you know, get you like more suitable jobs that wouldn't drain your mind. Like project management, for example. Like if you're someone who's into business, you might look into project management. You might find out, okay, this looks like something I can do. You could take a course in it and then get a job that's within project management. So you're not in a rat race anymore.
What about someone who doesn't want to do business?
Say that again?
What about someone who doesn't want to do business?
For someone who doesn't want to do business, I mean, because obviously I'm into business, so that's why I would say that. But that's a difficult one, man.
On a different note, at the same time, once you get into that project management role, that's also like, it's also another job. Yeah. Like in the sense of like, you're going in at a certain period of time, and for you to accumulate money, like it's another rat race. Yeah.
True, but it's not a rat race if you're enjoying it. Yeah.
And it gives you
and the thing is, you see, the thing is with project management as well, is that type of job, you can learn things that you could use outside of your project management. Project management job. So if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, your job is in project management. Bro, that's transferable skills right there.
No, definitely, because in project management, you delegate a lot of things. You're always, I think the most simplest way to put it is that you're a captain. So in sports, etc., or manager when it comes to like singers, artists, etc. Like that's the way I see it anyway. Like essentially, your responsibility is to get everyone
you're
to
holding everyone accountable, like
to where they need to be, etc.
Yeah.
I got a question. Yeah.
Mm.
What's, you want to say?
I was just gonna add, what was your question there?
It was just to piggyback off what you guys were saying. Do you guys think is chasing the money or chasing the career? Nah.
Yeah, I would say in this day and age, you're chasing the money, man.
The money.
What would you mean? Like, should we chase the money or should we chase the career? Is that your question?
Yeah, in a sense where would you rather have the career you want or would you rather the wage? You know what I mean? So would you?
I'd say career because I'm more career minded. I'd rather.
Yeah, but at the same time, the career is to achieve the money, no?
Yeah, if you were getting paid chump change, you wouldn't do that career. Like, no one really grows up saying, I want to be a tax attorney, but because tax attorney pays so well.
No, but think about it. To be honest, my goal in life it's not exactly just about the money. I only need the money to do what I need to do.
That's the point. No, that's why like it would always be the money because essentially you can't do the things you want to do without the money. Like regardless of like if it's not the only thing you look at, because some people it is a case of it's only thing you look at. Like it doesn't matter if like it's a job where someone spits on you, as long as it's 100k, they're like, yeah, cool, I don't care. But for example, you wouldn't take that, like it's not just about the money. Yes, the money is important, but there's many other factors.
Yeah. But I was gonna say that I think one of the paths to was it job success or financial freedom? Financial freedom,
like what methods? Like what you're so for example, I don't know, influencer, so on, etc. Like what
trading?
Yeah, what are the things that people can look at? Yeah, invest in.
I'd say one of the keys to probably being financially free, although I'm not there myself, would be you have to first off be patient with yourself. You have to don't try to grab every opportunity the moment it comes, especially when you're not ready for it. And just because it may seem lucrative. And number two would be learn how to seize opportunities. And learn that opportunities always come. There's never going to be, there's no opportunity, I'm never going to be rich. It's always going to be opportunities are there, it's just you might not be able to see them. And that happens for everyone. Like there's a period of my life where I wanted to do something and I was so focused on that thing that I didn't notice the other opportunities slipping me by. And of course, looking back, you're like, I could have done both. Because you just thought that, okay, I must make it this way and no plan Bs because nobody says you don't need a plan B. Like, it's okay to be diverse. And I think the last one would probably be like everyone said, take very calculated risks, like risk management. So if, for example, it costs you 5K to do something and then the reward could be, let's say 10K, you could double your money, right? I'd say to take in risk management is how much would that 5K take from me? Would that 5K, if I lose that, would that leave me on the streets? If it would, then it's not something you should really do. If that 5K would probably maybe take you back to square five, you maybe have like a couple hundred in your pocket and you can survive off that, then consider it. But if you have 5K and you can invest that and make 10K, but you're not sure, but it leave you homeless, it's okay to just wait for the next opportunity and be patient. So I think that's just it.
Could I ask a question about that?
What?
You said seize opportunities. How does one notice opportunities? Because
that's the thing.
Because they might not be the way. Because it's not like
you have to be very open-minded.
Because the way people expect opportunities, people might just think that someone's just gonna come to them and be like, "Yo, like I've got this move. Come and do." But it's not even like that. How does one notice opportunities?
How I didn't see opportunities was because I was so fixated on one thing and doing something a specific way. I felt like I had to make it in this specific career path.
Yeah.
And I may have been skilled at it, but I thought that that's just the only way. That I can't. That anything else might be a distraction. That I just have to do this. So I just didn't notice the other opportunities. If I was perhaps more free to things that I may not have wanted to do, like even things that may not have been like too career driven. Like go somewhere with my friend or my friend invites or just anything that I may not have been interested in at the time. I could have noticed it. So I'd say that the way people seize opportunities, don't be so tunnel vision that you have to do something a certain time.
Yeah.
Like give yourself room to make mistakes and to also try other things. I'd say that's probably how
that's true.
You notice opportunities. But yeah.
That's true. I would also say like being able to like notice like problems. Because that's where a lot of business comes into play. Like that's how businesses are created. Like they're solving a particular problem. So if you're able to like like be aware of your surroundings, like see what's lacking. Maybe it might not even be in your immediate area. It could be in a different country. Like if you travel a lot, like you go around, you see things like, oh, this country could use this area could use that. I could be the one to provide that. So it comes,
people have to be
being
very
open-minded,
adventurous.
Yeah,
in order to make money, you have to be like really just go out there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think black or African production of like movies, games, etc. are in the position it should be? Or would you say there's issues with them? Like, for example, we have them, but it's a case of like they're not doing as well as they could, for example. But at the same time, there's the case of like, well, the West dominates and Hollywood dominates, etc. But what do you guys think of the productions? For example, BET. What do you think of BET?
I don't even know.
That's still around.
Innit? That's what I was
No,
I think still around.
I don't even know. That's that. I can't.
Well,
even know.
I do think that
I'm not even sure. Maybe they are.
a lot of our most talented seek kind of like Western approval and Western validation.
Yeah.
So that might be a reason why like Afro productions and like just things portraying us is a bit down. Because the moment one of us like is really talented, you go play for the other side.
Yeah, literally.
Or we ask for like the other side to represent us.
Yeah.
So rather than make an independent like black superhero, we're like, oh no, I can do this. Let me go make a black Spider-Man, which is.
Yeah, no, fair point. Because I remember when I was in Nigeria, there was at this hotel and they was hosting like a little, I guess, open mic, you could call it, for like rappers, singers, etc. And this guy came on the stage and he was like, he had this whole accent, like he was proper sounding American. I just sat there thinking, what is this nonsense? Like,
it was corny.
He just pulled me out. Like I'm just thinking, bro, why are you doing this? Like, what's wrong with you?
Bro,
like you're
when they
African.
do
Like
that.
no, and he's on the note. Like it didn't even sound good. Like the guy that was like. That was speaking like an African person. It sounded better. Yeah. I'm being serious. And even I think even a different example would be like when I'm watching African movies, like when they just switch the accent, it just pulls me out of it. No, jokes aside, like it really pulls me out of it. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Like, wait, what? Like, what am I watching? Like, and then they go back and I'm just like.
They go back and forth.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know. It's always a case of like, oh, maybe they think that's better. Like, I don't know why. Like, they would think that's better. But I guess you never know because you're not inside their head, are you? So.
No, but I think, do you know what it is? Like, I think other than movie, like, even when it comes to like gaming.
Yeah, I was gonna say games. Yeah.
Like, I think when I think of like, let's say. Let's not use black, but urban. Yeah.
No, let's use. Why not? Let's use black. Come on, let's use
I
black.
said urban.
There's no PC in it, but you don't really see black games like that. And I only say that because like I was watching the Mafia gameplay.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro, this is like, even though it's like gang video, but this is like Italian culture.
Yeah.
And it got me on the train of thought, but like, what black games can I think of?
Yeah, even me, I'm in my head right now. Yeah.
I don't think there is any.
Black people just want to be athletes and rappers.
Oh, but wait.
And
Like we don't
50 Cent.
yeah, but
What game was that again?
But that's bulletproof. But that's
it,
that's American. And like these men, I keep calling them African American. I'm tired of them, man. Like I don't even
No,
know
but
about them, man.
we were talking about black, innit? We just said black.
I know, but like I mean, he's talking about in terms of like black production. Like
so
The
like,
thing is, black people have to create black production.
Yeah, there's
not many black people that say.
There's no black development game development
but I think
companies,
there
are
is,
there?
but there is definitely black developers out.
Yeah,
exactly.
But they don't get the respect they deserve from black society. So they don't really try. They don't try to assimilate.
That's true. So they
a
just
lot of them kind of just get ridiculed.
Like if they do a production, it's not an African production.
Yeah, and black people aren't even kind of looking for that stuff. Like,
they're not.
No.
really looking for that.
I don't think that's the case. I think it's more about like what's actually presented. For example, like you look at Black Panther, it had so much success because it was Africa. Like the movie was Afrocentric, but it showed African architecture. Why have I lost the word?
Technology.
What do you call it? Textiles. That's it. The textiles, like designs, etc. So you got to see a different side of Africa, and you was intrigued by that. While like more time, if you see something about Africa, it's like it's always the negative stuff. Stuff.
I think what Larry's saying is that you see black people in general.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely not. In general, yeah, for sure.
They don't really gravitate towards tech and things like that. Like, do you man?
Like, bro, we some jesters, bro. I'm not like literally. Across the world. We're just entertainment.
Obviously, there are black, tech entrepreneurs. It's there
because like the internet was made by a Nigerian computer science. So we are.
Oh yeah, what was his name again?
I can't remember.
His name.
I can't remember, but. Yeah. If you Google him, Google changed that information, but those who know, know. But I say that just our culture doesn't celebrate those kinds of achievements.
That's my point.
We celebrate, like, maybe I'm only speaking for me and just what I'm around.
Yeah.
But we really celebrate.
Entertainers say it, man.
Yeah, like
say
people we celebrate lifestyle so much. Like, if someone just doesn't sports, because that would you have to look a certain type of way. It's why people live life a certain way. Like they pick something that makes them look a certain way rather than something that earns them a certain thing. Yeah. Like a lot of people, it's just when you look at computer programmers, they're usually some I don't want to say the word dusty. They're just some plain guys in plain clothes. They're not very eye popping. They're not eye catching.
They're not flash.
Yeah, but they're the people who really can actually develop stuff. And
we the ones who provide real value. Yeah.
Do you think that's maybe cultural? Because most these what's it called, developers, maybe white, Asian, and especially Asian, they push a culture of STEM. So anything to.
So who controls black culture then? That's interesting.
Like in terms of who controls black culture, I think black culture is two things. I think we got Western black culture and we got the culture on the continent. Because on the country,
African culture.
Yeah, so the culture on the continent is very much academic based. Everyone's trying to push forward, but like you said, I think Western culture is very much entertainment.
But who controls that? Like who chooses? Because Asian people, they in control of their own culture.
I think they're in control of, you see, everything that Asian people digest, more so they're in control of. So let's say their media, their music, everything in terms of that, they're in control of. Well, everything we in there digest, our TV things, our music we listen to, we don't really own nothing.
So would you say that black culture is controlled by people who aren't black?
We definitely fed the narrative.
Right, so
through the Western side, right?
Yeah.
So we're not in control of our culture, because if we don't own the radio stations, we don't really choose who gets if someone else can decide, okay, no, this is acceptable music, but no, we're not going to sign you.
Okay, look at Sexy Red and look at Miley Cyrus. There can never be a sort of Sexy Red white version. It will never work.
What do you mean?
Like mainstream.
Like a white whore.
A very provocative.
Iggy Azalea.
There is
what's her name?
Iggy's in our community. She's not really.
They've done that. What do you think, Majid?
The closest is Britney Spears.
What about what's her name? Amber Rose.
She's in our community, bro.
I thought Amber Rose was. Isn't she light skinned? Is she white?
She's white.
She's Caucasian. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. The fact that I'm even doubting that,
she's Caucasian still.
Yeah, the fact that I was even thinking twice. It makes the point.
They're in our community. All these, I'm telling you, all
trashy white people.
I don't want to call them trash, innit? Because that's
no, trashy. That's what they do.
But for example, that's why you Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift is a white pop star idol. Yeah. But look at our black.
But if you fall into the section of rap and so on, it's more of a
degenerates.
Yeah. no, urban. more of a black scenery. That's what you fall into more. Because even that's why you even have the section of R&B. You know what I'm saying, compared to pop.
So you don't think that they be influencing white people but I think they.
No, I don't think that's the discussion we're having at hand.
Oh,
I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying in terms of what our community pushes and how we present ourselves and the information we get. I just think we're not as much as control. So I think that definitely affects.
Yeah, but definitely.
If you ask a random black boy probably in London, what do you want to be when you're growing up? It'll be different to if you ask probably an Asian kid what he wants to be. They'll probably be entertainment. Hopefully they won't. Hopefully they won't. But
actually, I did, yeah. Hopefully they won't.
Because you're in the school, innit? But most of these Asian want to be like a doctor, because this is what is pushed. But I say West because if you go back home and ask any of the kids in Africa, they'll be out on a doctor, lawyer.
Yeah.
Wait, can I ask the question? How many, like, do you man know any guys that, like, if you were to ask them what you want to be, that they would say a rapper or entertainer in London, UK, right here?
Growing up, you don't.
I know both sides, yeah.
No.
Man,
I know people who are still trying it right now.
Shall I be, bro? I've met youths growing up saying they just want to go jail.
Huh?
That's what I got. Like,
go where?
they just want to.
Some people, their whole plan is just to live off scamming.
Nah, there's people that bro, you don't even understand. Fam.
Like that's literally their plan. Like,
Yeah,
I think like a lot of human beings look for the easy life, and when I say easy, I mean like the thing that requires the least amount of effort. So, for example, a drug dealer, a rapper, a scammer. No, I'm being serious. Listen, like, let me break it down. Like all of those things there, like all the things that fall along those lines, because those things you can wake up when you want. Like you can decide to do what you want to do when you want, compared to if you had a job or you had a particular side hustle that you was dedicated to. That requires you to have a routine, wake up at a certain time, do certain things to accomplish those things. While if you're, I don't know, let's think the easiest example is that if you're a rapper, you can wake up at 12 if you want.
But if you're a trapper, if you're trapping, you can't wake up whenever you want.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Can I have a rebuttal to that?
Go on.
Would you say that it's maybe because of how our culture looks upon these people? For example, if you're a drug dealer or a trapper, you usually get all the things.
Yeah.
Like, you get all the girls. If you didn't get all the girls, would they still? Because I think it's like, that's why I wonder. Like, if going to work every morning, working 9 a.m. to 5, would get you all of these things. Like they respect. Like people are like, oh yeah, he's got a job. He's getting paid.
But that's the thing. There's less time. While those other things, you have more time. And when you're talking about like, even if they wake up early, they can fall asleep and then wake back up. It's not the end of the world. Like you can't fall asleep at a job. Or you can't fall asleep, let's say you got an interview. No, not even an interview. Let's say you got a meeting with someone that's gonna progress your side hustle. You can't just fall asleep.
In that aspect, you're right.
Like, and then, even like, let's say there's a music to record at the moment, and you're like, oh, you know what? Nah, I'll do it in like 3 hours. You can't do that when it's like other things. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by like there's like you have those things are easy. Like you can choose it. No, like I'm saying it's easy because you can choose when you want to do it. While the other things, you don't like. It's not that you don't have a choice, but like if you don't do those things, the consequences are
because it's easy. You think that's
easy? It's easy. Like it's easy to wake up when you want and not have a routine compared to waking up to go to work every single day.
Waking up to go to work every day is a lot harder, bro.
That is very hard. Like
people who sell drugs, they don't want to work. Like they're like, bro, that's long.
Like those are the hard things. Like if you speak to an adult, they'll tell you like that's what's hard. That's what makes you an adult. Like understand you've got responsibilities and you have obligations. If you don't do them, there's consequences.
Trapping is a lazy man's job.
I'm not saying that trappers and anyone that they don't work hard, but even if you ask trappers, a proper trapper, they'll be like, nah, I respect working men.
Because that shit,
if you're trapping, you're not working. That's not work, bro.
The man will tell you,
that's not work.
No. I don't care what trap store respects, man.
No, but I'm just saying, they'll be like,
because I wonder though if it's, because I don't know if it's easy or hard.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, is it like
definitely easier. Well, it's easier
because the lifestyle's because like I see them, man. The way they bust low, the way they just act like it's just like cops and robbers. I wonder if they're just so attracted because even the music they listen to, it's a certain that lifestyle is what I generally think it is. I don't think being a trap star is easy. Like
no, it's definitely it's not running. Look, bro, it's not exactly easy, but
and always being paro and.
But I got a question.
I think that kind of stuff.
Look, the physical side of it is easy. Like what? Like the physical. Actually, no, because there's different roles. It depends on the role. If you're a runner, then it's peak.
I got a question because this is why I think guys that actually live that life, they were living like they've always been that bad breeze growing up. Like, to a certain extent, yeah. Like, have you guys ever been in a cell before?
Yeah, I've been arrested before.
Yeah, like, in a police cell, it's similar, maybe to a large extent, like isolation. Like, you remember isolation?
Yeah.
Like, all these little things like you don't see when you're going through school, like being put in isolation for the whole day. It's like you being put in, or like when you go to jail, like these people telling is that the teachers telling you what to do. It's like they're already, and like, for example, think about school beef. You're already been beefing, man, growing up throughout school. What's the difference when you leave school now? Like,
so you're saying
it's a
that
habit
you've been conditioned to, and then anything else other than that is way too hard.
I think all them life skills weed out the guys that are not trying to. They jump up sooner or later, but everyone that makes it through the whole, like, this is what you're supposed to do, mate. Like, really and truly.
Would you say you find it easy going to work every day?
No, I wouldn't say I find it easy.
Okay, then. All right. On that note, yeah.
No, but I'm just saying I don't think drug dealing and stuff is
no, but like when you compare it to
if you compare it to
waking up,
work, it's easy, bro.
Because you hear that alarm, you don't get up. You're not getting paid that day. But you hear that alarm, like, let's say it's a call for you to go and, or it's a call for you to go and record a song. You can decide, oh no, you know, I'll go in like 45 minutes
But they just
on
put
hour.
one shot in a day and they make their wage in
Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say
song.
let's say they sell a Q, no, not even a Q. Let's say a Z a day or 2 Zs a day. So that's 2. Like, you have to get up for and go, and that's it. You're done.
No, that's not that much money, though.
No, I'm just saying. Like, just give an example. Just give an example. Like, just give an example. Like,
I'm not trying to promote it. Just give me an example.
just like, you know what I'm saying? Compared to you going in and clocking in.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You hear that alarm, you better get up. Like, it's a different story.
Pros and cons in it, Terry.
I see what you're saying.
Do you guys believe in forgiveness?
Personally,
Yeah, forgive.
Personally.
Like, forgive and forget. Do you believe in that concept? Like, or you know, or you want to turn the other cheek?
I don't believe humans can forgive like that. Do you know? Actually, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. I think in certain aspects, like if it's not that deep, like just say for example, when we was in school, let's say I beat you up when we was in school. Like, you may have been pissed about that for like a year, but you would forgive me for that. So you're not like you can forgive that. But if just say like we bring money into the equation, like just say
Depends.
I gave you money, I borrowed you money, you didn't pay it back, or you're giving me a story each time. Each time you're giving me a different story, you're not paying. Like that, I might not forgive you for that.
You might not.
I might not.
There's still a possibility.
So you forgive someone for doing you harm, but you won't forgive someone for taking
No, but if you beat me up, if we had a fight and you beat me up, like, I'm not gonna hold that against you like 10 years down the line. Come on, 10 years down the line. But money, if we're talking money, like, okay, you stole from me.
So you're
like,
even forgiving and forgetting.
I'm not. No, not in that aspect. Because the fact that you stole.
You say there's a thin line. There's a thin line. And it's a fair point, because I think when it comes to the money, it's about the principle and the respect. Because essentially it's a case that the person doesn't even respect you.
Exactly.
They're like, now what's he gonna do anyway? And it's a case of like you like, even for you to even think that, why would the person have to do something for you to? They did you a favor or etc. Maybe it wasn't even a favor. Like you had a mutual agreement, and then somehow now you're going back on it. It's like, well, what's going on here? Like, and you're expecting me to do something for me to get my money when you yourself should just honor that and give the money back. Like,
yeah,
I think it's also subjective. I think some people are like inherently more forgiving than others.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you might forgive someone for punching you or something, but someone's never
might
gonna be
not.
like, bro, when I catch this guy.
You know that, you're right.
And some people,
You're
like,
right.
for a person, imagine if someone had like an abundance of money now, and someone they wouldn't really care about, I just forgive the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's definitely more subjective. I don't know. I think maybe it's a maturity thing rather than a situation.
yeah.
Like, if you look at it holistically, I think for you to say, okay, I forgive someone, you might have to be at peace with yourself.
Okay. Would you say that if I choose not to forgive someone, am I immature for that?
You can choose. I think it's forgiving. Even if you forgive someone, doesn't mean you need to be friends with them.
Okay. You see, I hear people say that, but I don't quite understand that. I can't forgive someone and then say, okay, I've forgiven you, but we can't be friends no more, because it still seems that you haven't forgiven them.
No, like, bro, it's like, forgiving is like, bro, we both know that whatever it is no problem no more. It doesn't mean I need to go back into the same situation. So for another forgiving to occur.
I think because it's like, you know the person's character now, yeah? And so are you going to still allow yourself to be in that space? Like, you know what I'm saying? And for not even the same thing to occur, but something similar or different to occur along those lines. For example, like, let's say, let's give the craziest example. Like, this guy slept with your girlfriend, or even no, let's say your wife, and you're like, okay, you know what? It turns out that she was sleeping with a bunch of others. Yeah. So okay, cool. I understand that. Yeah, you know, she's for the streets, and you're obligated. That's why you told me. Fair enough. So are you now gonna be like, okay, cool, like no issue, because it turns out like I shouldn't have married her. I should have been with her. Would you then still be like, yeah, man, let's be friends, and I think we should still be running around in the same circle. So then the next girlfriend I do meet,
okay,
that's my point.
I see what you're saying.
For example,
I see what you're saying. Still,
in your head, even you're like, okay, cool, like I understand that, you know, he said that, oh, you know, it was a mistake and so on and so on, but at the same time, would you be comfortable to be like, oh yeah, can you pick her up from the airport, or can you, like, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't. I think that's one of the best examples that you think, I don't know about all of that. Like,
cool, but we're not that cool, bro.
Man.
What do you think, bro?
I agree, man. That's just a painful example. God damn.
I was trying to give the most extreme one. Yeah. I think at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's always about like, if you do, it's a case of like, you need to say something, like, because if you don't say anything, I think it's a lot worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when the whole story develops, like, because then it's more of a case of like, you knew that, you just decided not to say anything, you acted like it was normal. So it's a case of like, it puts you into so many scenarios. Like, let's say you're walking down the street and this person's about to set you up, and he just says nothing the whole journey, and you turn around the corner and everything just happens, and he's just standing there like, yeah, man, get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think of so many things like, oh, nah, you can't trust that person. You might not hold any animosity towards the person anymore, but at the same time, you're like, no. I can't be around this person in the sense of like, I can't walk down the street with this person. I think like, if something happens, if they're gonna be there, or like if we do a joint venture, like they're actually we can hold them to their word. Like, there's so many things about it. Like, I always I think about the case of like, I would say now, like, I would say a couple of years ago, it was a different story. But now I would say, I've got no issue forgiving, but forgetting is a different story. I think it's almost, let me not insult anyone. I don't think in my personal opinion, you shouldn't forget. Because if you forget, that's just, it's like,
that's dangerous.
It's like you looking at history and forgetting history and just like, well, it was in the history and I'm just not gonna remember it. For example, like, I don't know.
So what about vengeance?
Nah, I think vengeance it's only considered, in my opinion, if it's a case of like there was murder or something along those lines. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like something crazy that shouldn't have happened. Because there's mistaken and, you know, accidents, you know, like they accidentally ran someone over. But there's a difference in full on murder. Like someone walked into this room right now and just blamed someone. You know what I'm saying? That's a different story. Like, so I would say vengeance, it depends on what it is.
What about you, man? What do you man? Do you believe in vengeance?
Yeah, sometimes it's necessary.
What about you?
Essentially exactly what he said.
Depends on, like, if something happens, it depends. Like, if you do something, I don't know, like, if you do something mad crazy, then obviously you're not gonna, I don't know.
I definitely believe in vengeance. I definitely.
Did
you do something mad? I hope it comes back to you.
You hope. You don't get angry at yourself.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah. If someone does something mad to me, I'm taking revenge. And I'm not going to forgive
can't take revenge.
Even after.
I don't think some people can take revenge, you know.
Yeah, the people who can't, I think that's fine. But what do you guys think about that? Do you think that's like cowardice and whatever?
That's good.
Yeah, of course, but do you think that's fine?
Well, that's fine. Yeah, God made everyone different, innit? So.
I think you hold a certain type of like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is, but it's like, not that it's not in you, but it's a case of like, you understand the consequences.
Yeah, you might be scared of the
action.
consequences. Yeah,
Like in the sense of like, I don't know, maybe it might result in you having nightmares over the coming years and so on, or you're a bit more jumpy now if someone touches you from behind. Whoa, if someone taps your shoulder and they're behind you, you know what I'm saying, you're a bit more, you might react a different type of way because of how that situation occurred or so on and so on. So there's many factors into it, and I think some people are a lot more like, they think a lot more, like they'll process the whole thing before they do it. Some people just do it. So I think the world is impulsive or something like that. Like they'll just do it. Like compared to another person that would actually think about the whole action. For example, let's say, okay, you know what, they're like, I'm gonna plan this all out. Okay, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna leave at this time. I'm gonna go down this road. I know they're gonna be down this road. I know no one's gonna be down this road. I'm gonna have the silencer. I'm gonna have this. I'm saying, like, they planned the whole thing out. Like they're gonna shoot them in exactly this same spot or stab them, and they're gonna fall into the river. No one's around because it's a dead end, and boom, the body's gone. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go in a different direction. I'm gonna come back with a shopping bag. People are gonna think I went you know what I'm saying? Someone will plan that whole thing, while another person will be like, I'm just going down this road, I'm getting there, boom, done, and I'm going back.
I'm angry.
You know what I'm saying? And then there's a camera there, but they never even look to the camera because they were just thinking,
back 9 months later, his yard gets kicked in by police.
Yeah, imagine living with someone who's after you like that. No, I see you when I see you, but I'm trying to see you. Like they're actually, you have a nemesis.
That's what you need.
Like they're actually saving money to get you.
That one.
They're not like, I'm going to see you.
That's what you call an enemy.
I'm actively hunting you.
I'm buying a plane ticket to the country you're in.
Yeah, I'm actively hunting you. Those ones there, you see, that one there is when I don't even know what mode. I don't even know what mode to call it, but bro, I am in that mode. Like you are down before like I'm getting you before you get me, mate. Because like, come on, I can't live like that. Can you imagine? Every corner you turn, like. That's insane.
I think there's like loads of like billionaires who live like that.
Do you know, like, one thing, my brother...
I think that's why politicians always...
One thing I've been told is, if you hear someone's looking for you, look for them.
You have to. That's what I'm saying. Because you can't be comfortable. There's no way.
If someone's looking for you, make sure you look for them, fam.
Unless you're that super big dog, that you don't have nothing to worry about.
Okay, yeah.
Super big dog.
You're super big dog when they shoot you. I don't know what's happening.
They're the ones who have the most problems. They're the ones who have the most beef, the big dogs.
Do you man think that everyone gets their just desserts though? Do you think that some people just go around just scumming everyone, and when they die, we just be chilling in their bed eating?
Bro, fam, do you know?
You think everyone gets their just desserts? Some people just...
I think some people get away with shit, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Bro, bad people get away with, like, they do the maddest, no karma, nothing. It's not touching them. What karma?
But then
some people do one little bad thing, they're dead.
It always catches them in the end. But I've seen that meme.
Some people, they get away with it.
No, I get what you're saying, but I've seen that meme where they're like, oh yeah, like what's it called? Me just sitting here because I know if I gamble, God will use me as an example. But everyone else gets away with it. Like, I think that's the best example. It's true because you're like, oh yeah, no, should I do this? Like, you know, when you're at the shop, like when you was young, like everyone was stealing. You're the one that happens, and then that's when the teacher walks in.
They catch
something crazy. Like you're just like, wait, what? Like,
why was it when I did it? I just said,
trust me. I remember like in college, we used to rob this Morrison's like every day. Like we did the most scummiest thing. Like we'll change labels. We'll go like, you know what I'm saying, you buy a side, find the cheapest label, take the other label, put the 20p label and scan it, and walk straight out, bro. And then one day the security guy came, and then bro, I had a full-on argument with the security man, and then it turns out that specific day, a teacher was there buying something. So I've left now. We've gone back to school and then boom, everything. I'm
way.
Oh yeah, it just had to be me in it. Everyone else, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's one of those ones. Like it sometimes it's like that, man. And yeah, there's some people that just get away with it.
Some people just get away.
And at the same time, it gets to a point, you know, towards the end.
I think this question relates, but I don't know. It might not relate, but it's a random question. It's if there's parents and there's a child, there's children, right? Mm-hmm. If they don't get along. Like they don't like each other. The parent and the kid. Yeah, the parent says the child is something, and the child says the parent is something. Who are you more inclined to believe and to take side? Who do you think is more responsible of that relationship, the parent or the child?
Well, the parent, because one, the parent is an adult, and two, that's the parent. And at the same time, I think if you was to be the third party, once you listen to both stories, you can always like. It will line up. Yeah. Like there's always like one story you're like, oh, that's a bit extreme. Do you know what I mean? Right. Like there's
majority of the time it's when the relationship is fractured. If the parent's saying something about like their son's a narcissist, blah blah blah, like you think it's the parents along the line.
Yeah, because there's no way the child was 1 month old and was a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? Like those habits came along the way, and you played a factor into that because you're the parent and you raised that child. Like if it's a different story if like the child always goes out and then comes back and you hardly see the kid. All you do is feed the child. That's a different story. But if the child spends a decent amount of time with you, you are responsible for that kid. Like,
so what if there's a parent who's like he's very wealthy, and he essentially spoils his kids, and he grows up and he says that his kids basically said that none of it was ever enough, and now he's old and he hasn't seen them in 8 years. We never text or call him, but he spoiled them growing up. Would you say that he's still responsible for that situation? And he should look at himself.
No, definitely. He's responsible because no. Listen, let me tell you why he's responsible. He kept on giving them money, and they're just thinking, well, this guy has a limited amount of money. So if I want a plane, how dare he say no when he bought me a Ferrari the other day?
So
you know what I mean?
So parents should never look to blame their kids, essentially. Or very, I mean, there's situations
it's like
psychopaths.
No, of course. That's
majority of the time,
like majority of the time, because you are the parent. Like it's your job to raise the child.
Oh, hey, but even take the Jeffrey Dahmer case, which is a good thing. His dad used to teach him how to dissect roadkill. So they'll go and find roadkill at the side of the road where like badgers, pigeons, whatnot, and they'll go home and dissect it. Yeah. And they were doing it from like his early years, so maybe like 10, 9 onwards, innit? So, and he became a serial killer and was dissecting humans. So in a sense, like when I was watching it, he did say to his dad, you know when we used to do, and his dad couldn't believe that. So there's little things that you may do that your children see, they might just amplify it.
Without that, because as a human, you're curious, like essentially. Because without that, and he said he's thinking, okay, so, bro, okay, how would it be for a human being
to open?
Then then the next stage is like, oh, how would it be for a God? Which is a different story, because you know what I'm saying. But like you be thinking of the different levels. So for example, if it's an ant today, you're thinking, oh, what would it be like for a dog? And then you'd be like, oh, how would it be dissecting a lion? So then there's just stages, and then it's like. You encourage that behavior. Yes, it's not your fault that a child has gone to that extreme, but you also open the door to that. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Back to the person about with the rich father. Without doubt, they're just thinking,
Dana White, UFC.
I've heard of him, but I don't know about him.
Apparently, he had a horrible relationship with his parents, and his parents used to grill him. His mom called him a terrible person. Yeah, and loads of people kind of agree with that sentiment. But I always wondered, like, it's your son. But I don't want to speak on this family in it. But I just wondered. I always think that parents who talk foul on their children, no matter what their children done, there's something there. You shouldn't be talking foul on your children.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, that's what, like, because you know you get to a point where like you see the certain kids that like, oh, they don't want anything to do with their family or their parents, and you're like, oh, what's wrong with that person? There's something wrong with it. But there's clearly something that happened. They didn't just wake up and just like, oh, you know, I don't think man, these lot.
Ever. No matter what my child did, I could never really badmouth them. I'd be like, damn.
Do you know the thing is, because there's some really, really bad kids out there, and
definitely.
Like there's certain situations where like there's parents like they do everything they're supposed to do, but the child still goes astray.
Yeah, no, at that point, that's what I'm saying. That's not the parents' fault. That's just a bad child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's
just a bad child. Like,
do you think they're anomalies though? Like,
I would say so.
Yeah, you think if you have two parents and you raise them right in the right area and do the right things, they'll grow up normally? Like,
I think so. Like, obviously not everyone's perfect, but they wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be like a degenerate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, this might be a bit metaphysical, but I do think like a lot of our relationships with our parents and maybe our children could probably be karmic. Like I don't know how to explain it, but there's probably a certain way of, like if your child is, you think you did everything right, but your child just doesn't vibe with you. Like, it's
something karmic.
Teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
Like it's something, I don't know what it is, but like I think there's just so many situations in the world where people do something when they're kids, and then they think that, I'm never gonna get back. Then your child is just like this representation of whatever you did.
Yeah, I get what you mean, because I look sometimes, not even sometimes. I think like your past determine the kids you have. Like for example, if you were horrible to females all your life, like you're gonna end up having a bunch of females.
You're gonna have a girl.
Like like a bunch. Yes, you still have males, but you're gonna have mostly females, or just all females. And it's a case of like it's almost teaching you a lesson. Like while on the other hand, it goes the other way. Like at the same time, like let's say as a woman you was horrible to guys. You're gonna end up because it's a case of like for you to see like.
Yeah.
That's the way I think it is.
If a woman's horrible to guys, she can get better sons.
Yeah.
And what if her sons are gorgeous and like we get all the bitches? What's that she gonna tell her?
Or they're just gonna get like issues.
Or something embarrassing.
Gonna happen. No. The same thing's gonna happen to them. She's gonna have to
She
deal
might
with
have a son that might rape women. That could be her karma.
Stuff like that, or it's a case of like her sons are literally like they're the top simps. Like the women that come into their lives.
I think that's a karma for you being shitty.
No. Let me wait.
It could be embarrassing though. Like,
No. Wait. Like there's more about it. Like so, it's a case of like now like. Like she can see like, oh bro, like these were the things I was doing to guys, and this is how like my son or sons are getting treated like this. Like the son's not happy. Like you know what I'm saying, like there's no grandkids,
and now she can see,
or even you know what I'm saying, or even if there is grandkids, like she never sees those grandkids because that's what she was on when she, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. Like that's the way I think anyway, innit? Like it is funny, innit? But like, at times I think so because you know if you guys think about it, there's certain people you're like, oh, like why do they have so many? Then you look at their whole history, like, oh, kind of adds up a little bit.
Okay, based on this year, what kind of challenges do you think your kids will set you based on how you are? What kind of things do you think your kids will need to teach you?
Me, I'm good to women. I didn't do anyone bad. My karma's clean, so. Whatever.
Man, there's no way your karma's clean, man. What do you mean? You're a human being. There's no way. Come on, man.
No. Think about it. When was the last time you did something that was bad to someone else?
Bad, but like, you know who you are. Like,
what do you mean?
There's certain actions that you've done in the past.
Let's talk about it.
No, but in the past.
Are you talking about being
No,
bad
but listen, every bad thing that I've done, like, I'm one of those people, where my karma, it comes quick. Like, it's not 1 year down the line, it comes. No. If I do something bad today, I'm going to see the repercussions. Repercussions, I'm going to see that within a month or so.
Okay.
No, but how do you determine that was your karma, though?
No, but come on, you know, I'm telling you, when you do something, when you do something, you know what you did, and then a couple months later, something bad happens to you. You're like, okay, cool.
It was that.
It was,
Okay.
You know. I wouldn't say it's karma if I have my kids, but I know how I am as a. You guys know. Imagine having a little version of you and just letting them just.
Okay. Now let's ask this question: what exactly is it that you don't want?
No, if I have a little version of me, I just need them to be in a good area. Like in a good environment.
This guy seems like a bad guy.
No, because your children are essentially just little versions of you.
So but I don't see an issue with that. Like, I don't. I'm not saying that just because I'm me and I have a biased opinion about myself. But
it's a tough question to answer because it's very introspective.
Yeah,
it's a tough. You don't know what you don't know, innit? And there's times it's true. There's times I've received karma and I just didn't learn. And then I received it again. I'm like, oh. Because if you don't learn the first time, we'll come back and get you twice.
But have you got karma and you haven't even done nothing? So just a series of bad events and you're just being good to people.
Nah, you just don't know what you have. You just don't know what you did. That's what it is.
No, but that's a good question because there's some people like they do good and bad things happen to them.
Nah, they did bad.
Like you gave them.
Nah. Bro,
did bad.
Life is just like one thing I've clocked about life. It's just fucked up like that. Life is not exactly. It's not fair. Life is not fair.
Some people are good to everyone but themselves. That's the thing. It's like some bad things happen to some people because they're always trying to please everyone but themselves. They never speak up for themselves. They let people walk all over them. They let people borrow money and never say anything. They just so bad things keep happening to them. We're like, why bad? I'm so nice.
No, but the thing is, look. The thing is, check this. Like, you gotta think about it. Like, there's some people where like. They're just too good. Like they're purely good. Like they're not. Like they're very meek. Like not all people can stand up for themselves. Do you know that?
Yeah,
you see the way we might be able to like speak up for ourselves. Some people they can't do that.
Yeah, karma's there to teach them. You should.
No, but here's the thing. Do you think that that's simply who they are or how they've been raised? And I even say on the basis of how their parents are, or maybe even how their grandparents are. Like, you know, there's I don't know if you guys believe in something called ancestral memory.
Yeah.
Like, so do you think that that's a factor into it? So
I think it's how they are as a person. I don't think it's how they're raised, because there's people who they've been raised by tough parents. Like, their parents would always get at them, you're too weak, you need to be stronger. and they still grow up, like, whatever their parents tell them, it doesn't register with them. They still like be who they are, like their natural soft, humble self, like, and they just grew up being told off, like, oh, you're not strong enough, you're weak.
Keep going wrong because life is trying to teach them something. Like, you know,
environmental.
I don't know, like,
don't be sweet all the time, because she ain't sweet all the time. The thing is, like, everyone needs, you kind of really need to round yourself out. Like, some people are nice all the time, some people are mean all the time, but life is there to teach you that
you have to be rounded.
If you're kind all the time, life is going to throw you some situations where be kind here and I'm going to throw it again, and then you're going to keep on being kind and nothing's going to work out.
Some people just not
until
kind.
you realise that one.
and some people just not bad. Like,
yeah, literally.
And then they will go through life, because there's people who they think they've done everything, they've well behaved, and they just feel empty because they've just been well behaved the entire life.
do you think everyone gets karma? Like, do you think everyone receives karma?
Not
You
everyone.
wouldn't be here if you didn't have karma. You wouldn't, unless
I don't think everyone. I think some people get away with shit.
Christ.
What do you mean?
I don't think you'd be alive. Why are you here if you don't have karma?
No, like, if you don't, so you done something bad and nothing happened to you in retaliation, like.
Oh, okay. As a spiritual person, I think something happens to you in the afterlife.
Okay.
I don't think it's like you go to hell, but I think whoever you did that to comes looking for you in the afterlife.
The spirits.
The realm of the spirits.
I'm doing it as myself, right? If someone does something to me and it's like, it's something that it's past this lifetime.
Your soul's not gonna rest until you get that person, Abby.
Bro, hey, like, if someone takes me out of this world, I'm waiting for you.
Bro,
like, I am.
So you're waiting, you're never gonna have that one
about
life.
Imagine your last memory on earth is you being killed. Like, that's imagine that.
That's why the afterlife is real. Because some people, right, it can't be pitch black, because some people just won't allow that.
Yeah, I don't think it's pitch black. I definitely
You don't know.
No, of course you don't know, but there's some people who have like such willpower that they just can't accept. Because for me,
I agree with you. I agree with that.
What your mind is on. If you want to sleep, you're gonna get sleep.
Yeah.
But do you think that is just us using our human comprehension to try and understand what death is? Like, we can't comprehend that it just goes black.
But that's the point. That's like,
Do you get what I'm saying? It's just too much for us to.
No, but if you could choose, some people would choose. Like, some people would choose not to choose, so they get the blackness. Some people is like, under no circumstances, I'm going to choose what happens after. Like,
wait, but how can someone choose not to choose? How can someone choose not to choose?
They just don't care. Like, it's like,
okay, I know what you mean.
Some people are like,
I know what you mean.
After, like,
I see what you're saying.
Like,
Yeah.
Have life force. Like, it's almost like the people who don't have thoughts in their head. Like, they don't really think about that kind of stuff. So if it's pitch black,
see, like with the like the Egyptian like afterlife, like the Kemetic belief, where like it was something about the feather, the heart on the feather in the scale, like where like if you're more like
if your heart is
heavy, if it's heavier than the feather, you're more materialistic, and
you failed.
So
if your heart is heavier than the feather, you failed.
But don't they say like that means you come back, you come back in it, and you're more materialistic. And if it's lighter than you're spiritual, you ascend. Or
not Indians. Who believes in reincarnation?
Buddhists.
Buddhist, yeah.
Cultures are funny, man.
Yeah, even Yorubas, we believe in reincarnation.
I don't know that much about it, because to be honest, like,
what would you want to have?
I grew up in actually both households, to be honest.
Christian and Muslim.
Yeah.
Islam.
Like, I can't even lie. Not for real, because like my mom's dad was Muslim while her mom was Christian, and then my dad side's Muslim, so it's like it was built.
Bro, that's kind of like with me as well. Like, my mom's dad was Muslim, but the thing is, and he said the thing is. But my mom's dad was Muslim, and like a lot of her family's Muslim, but like her dad told her to be Christian.
It's
Like,
bro, it's crazy.
So
like that's what I'm saying.
Christian.
Like, so like I would say I grew up in like there wasn't a lot of African spirituality that I saw anyway.
Of course,
so I'm not even sure to be honest. I can't even say. What do you guys know about Thomas Sankara?
Thomas Sankara, he was
I'm guessing everyone. Because remember, like, because what was it, a couple of episodes, I didn't even know who he was. But then I saw a picture, I was like, I've definitely seen a picture of this guy before, but I actually didn't know who he was.
Burkina Faso. He wants to do the honors.
Oh, Burkina Faso guy,
yeah.
Go on.
He was he was a revolutionary former president of Burkina Faso. One of the interesting things that I actually found out about him was before he was actually elected into office, before he became president, he was actually prime minister. Like, he was voted in as prime minister, and while he was the prime minister, he had a lot of strife with the current seat in government. So then they put him in prison, and then his some of his like people who were loyal to him.
He's probably like his party. Or, okay.
So, his party. Yeah. What they did was like they revolted. They basically coup d'etat. Yeah. So they took over government, released him, and then put him as president.
No, that goes hard.
Literally, yeah. He was
Is he the young guy, isn't it?
Yeah. He was what, 33 when he was president still.
Yeah. I know that he cared about like women and what did I say? I say women and stuff like, but
You like
he like fine women.
but yeah, he cared about women. I remember he had I don't know too much what he did about women's liberation. Can't remember that right now, but he did something.
He outlawed gender mutilation and forced marriages, and also he actually even banned polygamy as well. Like, part of one of his reforms, he banned polygamy.
Oh, man,
that's what I was thinking.
But and also one thing is that he capped everyone's wages, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said that you can't drive like really nice cars. More like basic cars.
He was mainly onto politicians. Like, he was not like, he was on to them. Yeah.
Showed him.
Literally, showed them pepper.
Said they showed him.
Yeah, boy.
I would say so, yeah, because he was only, what was it, 1983 until 87, so that's what, 4 years, and he was assassinated, and essentially betrayed by his own people in the end. Like, I think that's what tends to happen for like most of these African leaders from back in the day. As we've spoken about multiple Haile Selassie, Kwame Nkrumah, there's so many of them. What's his name? Sylvanus. Like, it just ends up being a case of like, it's always your own people at the end. But then I think it's the same for most of these leaders, and even in different continents and so on. It always ends up being your own people. Like, you can even look at like I remember there was the Three Kingdoms in China. Like, essentially a lot of backstabbing happened there. So like, it always ends up being the case of that. Like, so I think it's a case of like, people are never like, you can never satisfy everyone. I think that's the one lesson I take from looking back at history and certain leaders in history. You can never satisfy everyone. Like, you can be doing the right things, and some people are just like, no, that's the wrong thing. They don't like that. Like, they just even it's a case of bettering everyone. They're like, no, like nah, I'd rather it just benefit me or a selection of us, and then screw everybody else. Like, they can just be the peasants and so on. Like, even like you look at Russia, for example. Like, Russia had so many, they call them serfs. So many just slave workers, people that were just on the fields just breaking their back. Or even France, for example. Like I remember at some point they came up with the salt tax. Like, you actually got taxed for having salt. Like, what is that? Like, so like, it's okay. I see it. That's the way I look at it. Like, when I think about Thomas Sankara, I look at it like, huh?
Tax for salt is great.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine? Are you taxing me for salt?
No, but you know, back then, like, salt was really like valuable back in the day, because do you know people? How about even this? People, like, there were soldiers, bro. They used to get paid in salt. Because it was so valuable. Because the things that you could do with salt, like you could preserve it. Because, you know, they didn't have freezers and that back then, so you could put salt on anything on your food and it'll preserve it. So it was a really valuable thing. But yeah, go on.
Why do you guys think that, because I was gonna say that I think, although these leaders were really great people and maybe they're like victims of their time, but I think it's really important to like have the media have some form of control of the media on your side, because of course you want to be for the people, but like I'm just a bit of like an elitist, but I don't necessarily think the people know what's best for themselves. Just in general, I've just from my own experiences, from speaking to people, and just from like seeing the news and just what people are interested in, it's especially like I can speak for like black people. We tend to get betrayed because we try to help everyone. Yeah, and everyone, like not all black people are for black people. Like that's just the honest truth. Like a lot of black people, they only want money from black people. Like they only want you guys to just put them up on a pedestal. The moment you do, they just
that's it. Yeah.
They're gonna live in Miami, Cancun. Like, their goal is to basically assimilate into Western society as much as possible. And I think that a lot of us aren't necessarily, because we a lot of us are like, oh, black, we're all together. But I don't think that should be the case. I know that sounds crazy.
No, I agree.
I don't think that should be the case. I think a lot of us.
Break it down. Why you don't think that that should be the case?
I say that it's not the case because if you look at the history of black people, the things we've gone through, our mind can't, especially we've gone through like millennia of indoctrination. So as a collective, our mind can't be right. And when you acknowledge that, you realize that some of us we sold each other out. Yeah. Right. So this is part of us. So we've never been united. Right. And it's not necessarily something that you should look for. We should all be united, but it's more of like provide a safe haven. You just provide a service to people. Yeah. If you want to be part of that, that's it. But in terms of trying to support everyone just because of
them being black, it's not going to work.
Because you guys know how I feel about diasporans in general. Like, I like my American diasporans. I stand with my American and Caribbean diasporans. The African ones.
What?
African diasporans, I'm not too sure. I don't know if I said that on camera.
The Caribbeans. You stand with the Caribbeans.
Huh? How could you're cool with the Americans, the Caribbeans, but not
them man that claim they're from Indiana and that.
But leave them in there. They ain't gonna come back to Africa anyway. Bro.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's because the Africans that leave Africa, they're not coming back. They're not trying to. Like,
okay, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
It's one of those things of they can do a lot of things easier back there, but they just choose not to. They just choose. They love the lifestyle here. Like they want to drive the cars here. They want to wear the clothes here. They want to stay in the nice hotels here. They'd rather work and have no free time and look like they're living a lifestyle rather than go over there and not look like it but actually live the lifestyle. So that's kind of my thing. I just think that a lot of black people, the moment they leave, even like the Africans back there, we know that the moment they leave they're not really gonna so I think that we should definitely that's probably why the African leaders kind of there were two for everyone rather than trying to focus on just providing for the people who actually want.
Okay. It's I think it's a fair point. Now that you break it down, I understand what you mean. Because essentially, I think there's a majority of, and you know what, it's crazy that you actually said that because I watched a video today, and this girl was talking about this guy. They met each other. I think it was at uni or something like that, and then he got like a placement or something, like a job over in the UK, and then he came back, proposed to her. They got married. Then she got a passport, moved over to the UK, been there since for 11 years now. Like, so it's crazy that you said that, and then that was the video I watched today. So I get what you mean. Like, there are, I think there's a portion, like, but saying there's a portion is, I think it's fair because there's also another portion that actually do want to go back, you know what I'm saying, etc. So it's a case of like,
you have to take push factors. On that. Remember what we learned in school? Remember what we learned in school about immigration and all that, and push factors and pull factors.
I don't even remember what they were.
You don't remember?
The service I just don't remember.
You said that it's like it's about where you spend your most productive years.
Yeah.
People, of course, they want to go back, but they want to spend their least. They want to spend their time when they're not making money. They just want to go back there.
They go back and just sit on the beach.
Yeah, like they don't want to go back there and produce. Like they want to spend the productive years of their life here. And so that's basically all I want to say. I think that, like you said, that there's a portion who do want to go back. I think that we should just completely focus on those, and
exactly.
we should be careful.
Like, don't discriminate against those that don't care. Just leave them. We don't need every single black person to. We don't need everyone, man. Just a few. That's it.
So what would Namibia say by their population of guys that? Because I think the population at 2 million.
You know, they got a small. That country, there's barely anyone there.
Just out. They just cut out.
HQ.
I mean, I personally think that the black people who abandoned their homeland, something's coming to you.
Yeah, we were talking about karma earlier on. What do you think about all of this?
Huh?
What do you think about all of this?
I agree. Like, I just think just focus on the guys that do want to help out back home.
We can't hear you. Speak up.
Just think about the ones that do want to help out rather than the ones that don't, innit?
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have to pay attention to the ones that do, or else you will get assassinated.
The guys that will sell you up.
Yeah. They're the ones who a coup happened. You're like, how did this happen?
I think,
and it's them.
I think when you, I think especially us lot now, we have enough, what's it called, data from history.
Yeah.
To analyze who to look for and who not to look for, innit?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I do think so. Do you guys what do you guys think about like alternative realities, like the multiverse? I think that's the easiest way to put it. Like, what do you guys think about the multiverse and things like that? Like the whole concept of there being another reality exactly the same as this, but it's just a case of like, I don't know, in that reality you're left-handed, or in that reality you're Caucasian. Like just something. No, just like you're exactly the same person. Or even a case of like, oh, you're there, but then you're a doctor over there, while over here you're I don't know, a bus driver. Like, what do you guys think about that? Do you think those things are real? Like, or is this a case of something that we see in movies and let's just leave it at that? Like, we just see it in movies.
I think it's.
I don't want it to be real, but I think it is. I don't want it to be real.
Definitely real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely real. I think it's interesting. Like, different dimensions.
But what's the meaning there? Imagine if like someone just like you, but we just did one thing different. But if it's just like you're just like a variation.
No, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
You're just a variation.
I'm the prime. I don't care. Like,
no, but like,
he wants to be, but
but that's the way I gotta look at it.
it's like the way I look at it. Like, what I find interesting about it is just like what we can perceive. And then there's what we can't. So like we're in a 3-dimensional world, right? And let's say, okay, so what's the first dimension? That's what? Just a length. Length, right? And then we have the second dimension, which is
space.
Length and width.
Space, length and width. And then we have the third, length, width, and depth. And then the fourth, time. So like, and then fifth, probability. So basically what fifth is when you like, you have the ability to go back in time through the fourth dimension. So when you go back, if you change something, like just say I jump out of a window, if I go back in time to the point where I jumped out the window and I stop myself from doing it and I create a different outcome, like, okay, don't jump out the window, walk out this door instead. Now, I've changed things. That's fifth dimension, changing the complete outcome.
Yeah.
So that's fifth dimension.
Like,
but then,
you create like a new branch.
Yeah. A new alternate reality.
Yeah.
But you see, from the fifth, the sixth, I don't understand anything from six upwards. Like that, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's something about what was it? Like
ideas, isn't it?
No, like everything starts from the same point, but you have the ability to like you have access to all the different outcomes, but it all starts from one single point. Like it doesn't. It's hard to fathom. It's hard to understand.
I think the way I would look at it is like you're at a door and there's and then in front of you there's multiple doors. I think that would be the way to look at it. At least that would be the way I would look at it.
Sixth dimension.
Like, and there's all of those doors, and you can always go back to the door. And
that you start, that makes sense. Yeah.
Like that's the way I would look at it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't even look at it like that.
But even to piggyback off Moses, is that even what you're saying with the whole different dimensions and like how these dimensions are in reality is like even we can observe it in real life.
Yeah,
you see animals like snakes and like ants. They live on more sort of 2D plane, innit?
Yeah.
So they can't see anything more so above them or like surrounding them, innit?
Yeah.
So with us that live in a 3D plane, we can interact with the 2D. So we can mess with them, whereas more so they couldn't mess with us.
Yeah.
So that's what I found interesting because they don't have a concept of, let's say, depth.
Depth, yeah. They can't
They don't
fathom
understand
that.
They only have a plane.
But we see in 2D.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Well, we have the option to. I think that's what
we have. We have the option too.
Like nothing's actually 3D. Like how you.
No.
Things are 2D.
Nah, not like that. Not like that. But no, we were saying in the sense of like animals that are on the ground, like maybe they live in the grass, etc. They're 2D. But then while us, that we're a different level. Like we can walk on the grass, but then we see a lot more than they can see. We're 3D. Not actually the concept of 2D, 3D, because that's what.
I'm not that well versed in this, but like there was this video of like some white kids explaining like the third dimension and stuff. Yeah. And from what I remember, he said that the dimension you're on, you see the dimension below.
Yeah.
So if you're in 2D, you see one.
No, but that's you see exactly.
If you're in a 3D like us, you see in 2D.
Yeah, no, but what you're saying is you can see the two. Like you can only see the dimension below. Like like the dimension 2 can see 1. 3 can see 2. 2 can see 1. 4 can see 3.
Because think about one dimension like a straight line. So let's use a snake as an example. Yeah, it's on this floor. Yeah, the snake can see the point in it. That's the 1D. The 2D is probably the line now, innit?
Yeah.
So that's the snake on the line. The 3D is us being able to observe the snake go to the point of that line. But the snake, I'm not saying per se couldn't observe us, but more so we can interact in that 2D plane. Because
there's a different spectrum.
Yeah.
So if the fourth one is time, does that mean do you feel like there's a dimension of time, right? Like where you can go back and forth.
Yeah.
So do you think that it's possible for people to use that to manipulate events?
I think, personally, this is what I believe. I think we tap into 4th dimension when we die. That's what I believe.
Do you think that there's no one alive who's doing that, who's possibly manipulating the flow of time?
I don't think so.
I think we use 4th dimension.
You guys,
we use 4th dimension in every day, though.
I say
this. I mean, like someone like on a global scale, dictating the
but for us to be able to manipulate 4th dimension, we do.
For
example, how did we meet today? Like we all had a specific time to meet at.
Yeah.
So we're in our reality. Yeah. So the 4th dimension, like I said, is time, innit? So we met at a specific place at a specific time.
Yeah.
Because that's.
Okay. But I'm thinking of more like moving back in time, something like that.
I would say that's next level.
Yeah, because you see, like if you were to say, just say, I saw some video and they were like, just say you're trapped in a box, right? A cage.
Yeah.
Like a 4th dimensional being will look at us, a 3-dimensional being inside the box and be like, yo, just get out, just go up through the top and then, get out. But we can't do that because physically we can't actually fit through it.
Yeah.
But to them, the 4th dimensional being, guess what they will do? Just go back into the time where you're not inside the cage and just change. Make sure you don't get inside it.
Is it not true that with a 4th dimensional being, they can see within themselves, innit?
No, they can see within us.
Apparently,
they can see within us. They can see literally right through us. Yeah.
Apparently, that's how DNA works, similar to that.
Okay.
So I think.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
You have a twin in time. So thousands of years ago, there was someone who was the exact same kind of DNA that you're expressing right now.
Okay.
Just like that in your lineage, right? So I heard that it says that how you behave, you basically get your behavior from them.
Yeah.
And how you behave also impacts them. I think it's more of like, imagine if you live your life right now, right? You have a child, right? And then your child grows up and then you pass away and then you're looking down at your descendants and your descendants are just F-ups, like they're fuck-ups. You feel a certain type of way about yourself and the things you did. So by their behavior, they're affecting you in the past, right?
It's always on the line of
That's a
memory.
Yeah, but
that's an interesting
if
thing.
they do, if they're like, if you effed up, you didn't do right at all. But then you look at your descendants and then they're just like doing the best of what they can. Then in terms, they make you feel like, okay, you may have done something. You're learning from that experience. It might make you feel better. So it kind of works like that. Like you're helping the past and they're also helping you. So that's kind of how, because I in terms of dimensions, I think that, because have you guys heard of the Nelson Mandela effect? When
you remember something.
It's not like how you remember it.
Yeah,
like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, a lot of people a lot of people shared a specific memory and it didn't even happen. It didn't even happen. Like they all remember that Nelson Mandela died. Like
it's weird.
Yeah, it was
like,
some mad thing, but
it's like a memory about a film, and then everyone remembers that this film was called that specific name.
Yeah.
I think like the Berenstain Bears or something.
Yeah.
Apparently the actual name is Berenstein.
And everyone remembered it a specific way. Yeah.
Or like the Care Bears, but there's specific things. So this
these cartoons,
like these cartoons, but it's like for me, I take things that kind of a bit strange because we wouldn't know the power that the most powerful people on the planet have access to. We don't really know the things they have access to. So,
so you think they're manipulating it somehow?
I think time is being manipulated for sure.
I don't think we're at that stage yet.
Oh, now see, here's the thing. Like, no. I think the best way and the way I look at it is that I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah,
like that's the simple because knowledge is the most powerful thing you can have. Like you can be the most scrawniest person, or like you can be 2 foot tall and like people look at you a certain type of way, but you might have the knowledge to destroy those people, like, and they don't even know, like, that you're the person that even did it, because knowledge is that powerful. So like you saying that, oh yeah, you don't think so, we're there. Listen, at the same time, I'm inclined to agree with you because I haven't seen it, but at the same time, I'm still open to the possibility of that not being the case because I don't know everything. I don't know.
Because imagine if we.
But the thing is, it's not like we could time travel yet.
No, but imagine
how do you know that? That's the thing, though. Like, there's no way you know that until you see it.
The thing is, I would believe it, when the purpose of time travel. Why do people do that?
Like this. Imagine if we all remember a specific event.
Yeah.
We all remember a specific event.
Yeah.
When you read somewhere and the event just is nothing like we all remembered it, would you then be like, oh, wow, our memory's wrong? Or would you consider like, well, how come we all remember it that way?
Like deja vu, but then
then for some reason it's saying that it didn't happen that way. Why wouldn't you consider that there's actually a possibility?
Like, why do I remember this way?
And then something just changed, and then now you have to kind of play with your own memory.
But then you just brush it off because it's a case of like it's not something that is regular. It's so extreme, and you've never seen it happen or you've never heard about it happening. So you just brush it off. You be like, oh no, you know what? Now my mind's playing tricks.
It's weird for everyone to remember a specific thing.
Yeah,
and then suddenly we're like, yeah, it didn't happen that way.
To jump on your point, is that I think there's a lot of like psychological way people can do things like that. Like definitely do with time, but like definitely. Like maybe propaganda and like there's a lot of ways they can make mass people think that something happened without happening.
But couldn't they make mass people think that something didn't happen when it did?
Yeah, if they could do both sides, if they could do one, they could do the other.
You could do the other,
That's what I'm trying to say.
I think it's so scary that we could actually experience something right now.
Yeah.
And then in 20 years, we're like, oh no,
it never happened,
If for example, if us three are in the room and we're saying we can see something. I'm saying
okay.
If us three can see something and Moses can't see it, and we're like, bruv, it's definitely there. Sooner or later, he's going to be like, yeah, I can see it too. You know?
Yeah, even if I can't see it.
100%. Like, obviously, you're different because, like, you're probably a strong human being. Like, no, I don't see it. You can't tell me what I see. But for, like you say, the average human being, if everyone says, oh, that's what it is.
They'll just be like, well, I'm inclined to believe that since everyone is saying this way. So for example, if the news is saying that, oh, well, you know what? We like, oh, a certain country never did this, even though, like, there's people showing it on their phone that this is what happened, and they're showing the plane and it has like the flag of that country, but then the news is saying nah, that never happened. You'd be like, well, since the news is saying it, then I've got to believe it. Like,
Jesus,
you know what I mean?
bro. Like Jesus.
Like, people are that extreme. Like, they'll be like, well, I've got to believe it, then, innit? Like,
But you man, sounds how scary that.
that is, of course it is, but that's just what happens though.
You know what colour Jesus is, but if you ask someone what colour Jesus, they'll be like white. And if you say no, he wasn't white.
Well, why do I know what colour Jesus is?
Because based on the
just
story,
saying,
you think everyone tells the same story, right?
Yeah.
Just saying, and what's the location that they give you?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying, so you know from that location, you know the people that from that location what they look like, etc. But then what you've been told and what's been pushed. I'm saying what's been pushed so heavily that everyone now believes. You're like, oh well, it has to be that. Most people are like, yeah, it has to be that. How dare you say it's not that? You know what I'm saying?
And if you say anything else, oh, but what does it matter? That's how far they can push the.
You're actually right. Yeah,
That's
what they resort to.
That's but I think back to your point with time, I think when we can even manipulate it by like even organizing ourselves to time, because I don't know, has time always been how we see it now? It probably hasn't, innit? From like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably a new
not,
construct, innit?
Yeah.
But for us to be able to do that and implement it, we're already even messing with the fourth dimension already.
You're right. Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Do you
Yeah.
think everyone follows that time?
But even remember the Ethiopians have a different time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the person
12-hour
that
clock.
created that was messing in the fourth dimension.
Yeah,
They had to. Like,
that's true.
I don't know. I don't know. But is it?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know
You're
what
actually
we
right.
can do, bro, man.
Yeah, because you can even think of like, oh well, like maybe we actually were meant to operate in the dark, but then we are so like I said, you're used to that being the norm, so then you look at that as the opposite. Like why could like there's so many things. As I said, your mind can go in so many
You're
places.
right,
Like
'cause when I was abroad and it was pitch black, I couldn't see. But then the locals could see everything, but I couldn't see. I was using my flashlight.
because they that's what I'm saying. Like
it's mad. Pitch black to me. I was like, wow, how are you guys?
Was there any street lights?
These broken, like, you know how the pavements be over there? Bro?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, definitely no street lights then.
These guys are just. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Still.
like there seems to be a rise in like autistic. Is it autism? That's the word I would use in autism. Like for example, there's like 700,000 people in the UK are autistic now. Like the rate is 1 in 100. Like people tend like not even 10 are like autistic.
1% of the world is autistic.
Essentially, like why do you guys think there's such a rise in it? Like and I always say this because I look at certain things that happen nowadays or something that's so pushed nowadays. It's like it wasn't the case back then. Or would you just say it's the case of there's more awareness, there's more things for us to analyze or to break it out? What's the word I'm trying to think of? Like
More what mainstream? Like is out there more?
Of course, but like
there's just
you can diagnose it. That's the word I'm looking for. Like do you think it's just a case of it's something that's been like being pushed, or it's a case of like we know more about it now because there's better technology to diagnose these things on the lines of like other illnesses, etc. But we are just talking about autism here.
What do you guys think?
And anybody want to start?
Well, okay, cool. I'll start. Do you know, I was doing research about it, and there's a number of reasons. Well, they don't pinpoint it. Like they say that they can't exactly pinpoint where it is, but they listed like possible causes. It could be hereditary. It could be through external things like vaccines in certain foods that might be activating certain things in people. So things like that. So, but other than that, they're saying they don't know what it could be. I mean, I don't know what else it could be. It's just not.
No, even to piggyback off Moses, I forgot what it might be called red, but it's like a supplement or a chemical they put in American food. And it says it has a very high likelihood of making your children autistic.
Yeah.
So I think in certain foods that, especially in America, that is being provided to people and kids, because there's not like good food regulations, they're just putting whatever in these things. So That's what I did find out when I done my
Do
research.
you think they do it on purpose or?
100%, bro.
You think they're trying to make kids autistic?
100%, bro. The whole industry, innit?
I think you see not enough movies to realize that that's
They're
possible.
trying to make kids autistic.
Maybe it's a case of like they're trying to awaken different kind of things, and that's what happens to be awakened.
But even
Experiments.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've seen enough movies to go along these lines.
Like,
it's like to a certain extent, even like what Majid's saying, like autism just means you think a different type of way. You know?
Yeah.
No. There's something in your brain. It's like your neurons can't go a certain route, so you can't pick up certain things. It's something inside your brain.
Yeah.
So it means you lack intelligence, or
No, it's like
It's not
like just like some autistic people, like they can't
things go
like
over your head.
they can't fathom, like they can't take into consideration how other people feel. Like they can't, like if I slap you,
yeah.
like they're not going to consider, oh, how does that make him feel?
Yeah,
like,
no, I understand
They
that.
can't really understand other people's feelings,
Yeah, I
basically.
understand
Yeah,
that,
that's
but,
what it is.
like, I've seen some autistic people that show like good things in the arts, like they're incredible drawers,
Some of them are really skilled, like because they.
right, you know.
My guess would be like the neurons just use a specific pathway a lot more since enough was since enough one's blocked. But I know that because they like to use the term neurodiversity for just ADHD or just something. I think this the possibility of it occurring naturally is very low. I think this is all just government doing. I think they want to do something to the human being that when a soul inhabits the human being, it can't really use their body to its full potential. I know that sounds crazy. If you're neurodiverse, I don't think that's the end all be all. I think there's possible reversements, but I think when someone's labelled with such a thing, like what you said about like mental health, it kind of makes them be like, oh, I'm neurodiverse.
Yeah, like
it's okay for me to just not think about certain things, and it's okay, and it just kind of distracts a lot of people. I think the rise of it is most likely due to the increase in modern medicine. People are always kind of praising medicine, like people just love that stuff. For me, it's insane. I think history's been manipulated with. I say it a lot, but I think the introduction of modern medicine and all of these foreign agents, people have no idea. I can't even say people. I'm not going to say people, but the agents that are put in it, compounded over time, their effect on our bodies haven't been properly studied because the medical companies don't study it. So if you take paracetamol every day, or you take an injection as a kid, because I've had injections as a kid that I didn't consent to, and maybe something's happening with me now, and I'm like, why is this happening to me? And I had an injection as a baby, and I don't know what that was, and they're telling me it's to be safe. Because the thing is, I wonder how people don't think is, how did humans survive before injections? We'll be like, well, humans didn't, we died early, but
no, they had
how
their
do
own.
you know?
They had their own medical.
But then some didn't. So you know what I'm saying, like
Only the life of the rich is documented. That's it. And the rich, they lived crazy lifestyle.
It's mostly them that's documented.
It's mostly like, it's just them. And then the way they live, they used to have kids with each other. So no wonder they died young. So, along, like the moment a baby is born and we traumatize them and then like we inject them with all these things, I think that this is probably where like neurodiversity comes from. There's a lot of mothers who also speak about the moment they injected their child, something changed.
I can agree.
Yeah, there's like low, but they get shut down immediately because you can't really.
Of course, no.
It's a sensitive topic.
That's not newsworthy. No.
Yeah, honestly, there's mothers who've taken the vaccine while pregnant, crazy abortions, like self-abortions and stuff like that.
Wow.
And that's, I think.
There's many things that like it's not going to be mainstream, so you never know about it.
It's not going to be mainstream.
I'm gonna even just add that. It just popped in my head when you're saying they're not saying everything. Y'all know you listen to LBC. You heard about the Bloodgate scandal?
Yeah. Like that's it. Like there's so many things that happen, and they're like, well, you know what?
It's crazy.
40 years later, sure. Like, we can let that come out now. Nothing's gonna happen. All we're gonna do is say sorry, and then that's it.
Do you know why? Because
like
football's on. Because drinking Kendrick Lamar beef.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, like, we care. Like, there's people that are gonna care, but it's not gonna be crazy. Where to a point that a riot happens, or like, you know what I'm saying, or like leaders just get assassinated, like in the sense of like the masses just go and just, that won't happen because there's so many other things to worry about. Like, you know, you got to worry about how much food costs. You know what I'm saying? You got to worry about how much you're paying for your cost of living. So then all of these things are like, not that they're brushed aside, but like the weight of it is a lot less. Like how have you got a whole situation where people were getting injected with bad blood? Like, what is that? Like,
we're like blood transfusion.
Like they're getting like blood donations, but these blood donations maybe had like hepatitis or HIV in it,
and people just getting inserted with it.
And they all died.
And then now it's just a case of, well, what are they gonna say? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was a mistake. You know, that's it. But these people are gone now because of, you know what I'm saying. But like,
they're gone now. But the thing is, they weren't forced to take that.
But it's just that, it's like what you're saying.
That's what's unfortunate.
No, of course, without that. But the main thing is that, like, why is it being released now? Because they definitely knew about it back then.
True.
It's like what you're saying with the vaccine, they're covering up, but maybe later on they're gonna open it.
Like I said, like, trust me, I'm waiting for that COVID. I'm waiting for them. I'm just waiting. It might be 50 years from now. It'll be 100 years when I'm gone.
They said some complications.
No.
Did you read the side effects of it when it first came out?
What, the vaccine?
Yeah, it has, like, someone told me it was on the NHS site. You can read the side effects.
Yeah, it's probably in fine print.
There's some mad side.
Yeah, but bro, they put it there. They're not even trying to hide that. It could potentially.
It always been fine prints, and most people are not going to read fine prints.
Because the thing is, side effects, it affects everyone differently because of DNA.
Yeah.
So, but the side effects, that's why you can't. They escape karma because they tell you. Like, if someone tells you this is poison, if they can use all the words they want.
That's what. Yeah. It's up to you. Like, it's like when you're watching an ad or you're listening to an ad, the whole ad will be good pace and everything, and it'll get to all the information that you don't need to know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they told you.
Not responsible for if you die.
You know what I'm saying? All of that, like, it's all just in the hidden line, and it's up to you. It's like a contract. Like, essentially, like, you have the whole contract. There's the main things, then there's the fine print. Yeah. There's the, you know, there's things like that, like, or even different situations such as in laws. Like, you have the bylaws and all these things. You won't read all of that stuff. That's it. Like, they like the attention to detail. No.
They want to play Baba. That's what they want to do.
I don't think it's evil, bro. Like, you should
go.
That's it. It's up, like, you're meant to do that. Like,
I know you don't think it's evil, yeah, but that's the planet that's run by the devil.
No, but that's it's like you're calculating.
If someone's telling you, he's trying to feed you poison, he's telling you all the great things, but then when it comes to the that's the planet run by the devil.
You must have to do.
No. It is. But at the same time, it's like you have to look at it. Like, every human being, has the free will, and also has the same senses, such as see, hear, etc. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have those things. So if you can see with your own eyes, and then you're still choosing to do it, that's on you. That's the thing about it, because we all think about the bad people, the devil and so on. Yeah. Like, all of these things can't happen unless you let it happen. It's not a case of, like, you know what, the devil held you to the wall. That's different. That's being forced. You know what I'm saying? You have the choice over that.
Choices.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what, that's funny, because I remember like, so everyone has a choice in it. Yeah. I remember it was years ago. Aqua said, it was even before Kanye said it. He's like, when there was slavery and there was black people who saw other black people being taken in chains in their own family, we just ran away. They saw their own family.
Like, just left them.
And then there was loads that saw, like, their friends be taken to a bunch of, like, no, I want to be with my family. And then they stayed, because that's probably a lot of what, but it's kind of like everyone has a choice.
Everyone has a choice.
The people who just ran away.
But there were also people that fought. Let's not leave out the people that fought as well. Let's not put out the narrative that slavery was just, and then they just let it happen. There were people who actually put their lives on the line to fight it.
And then the horses got whipped, the horses split them apart.
Yeah.
And then that was the choice. I guess that's how it is. Yeah, everyone has a choice.
No, trust me. Like, even like because I don't know. Like, I think we've been covered with the sense of, like, slavery, black people, but there was many other races that participated in slavery and so on. I'm saying, like,
bro, it's just black people, bro. Huh? I'm telling you, it was the black people, bro. The black people are the kings of slavery. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's.
I get what you mean. Like, no. Like, but what I'm trying to say, my point is that, like, other races enslaved other races, and other races their own race. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the point. I understand that black people enslaved black people, and
I think other races learned it from us.
Well, you think
There's a very good chance that's the case. There's a very good chance that that's the case. Like, without doubt. Like, I'm not doubting that. But my point is that what I'm trying to say is that like there's many cases like to a point of like even your own family actually sold you as a slave. Yeah. Like they actually marketed you like as slave, like, you know what I'm saying? There's you know what I'm saying? Someone's there like, you can do this,
good worker.
You can live this, she can do this, do that. Like, things like that happen, man.
But even talk about slavery, it's like, even going on to like, one of the questions we have today, like, even with the OYO Empire,
say it properly.
Do you man think that's a bit weird? Like, because they were very big slave traders as well.
Yeah. They were like they were in trade, and then like there was also a case of slave trading and so on. It's like there's so many things about. That's the thing about like when we were talking earlier on about forgiving and forgetting. I'm like, okay, you can forgive that, but if you forget that, like it's kind of silly for you to forget that because that plays a big factor into how you actually you perceive black people or even just all your race, all your race itself.
So in terms of percentage, what is the percentage you guys think that black people had, like the role they played in slavery, in enslaving the like black people?
I'll say 50.
I'll say 50.
I'll say 50.
I'll say a bit more than 50. I'll say a bit more than 50 because you see, like, you brought up the OYO Empire, like, bro, one of their sources of income was slavery. Like, they were making a lot of money from it.
Yeah, because at that point in time, a lot of other races were making money from that. Like, for example, like the Nubians.
But that's not why they did it. I'm just saying in general,
like most people saw that, like you can make a lot of money from this, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, well, why are you not doing it when there's the lot? Like, for example, like the Romans used to get slaves from the Nubians. Like, why did like the Romans they had slaves from other parts, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the Ottomans, they had slaves. Like, even in the UK, there was like, bro, there was like everyone, like
everyone was participating.
It was, you know what I'm saying, like even like the peasants and so on. Essentially, they were slaves. Like the serfs in Russia and so on, they were essentially slaves. Like, and it's a case of like, well, work needs to get done, cheap labor.
Yeah, facts, bro. Yeah.
That's how you look at it as such as that. Like, but when I think about the OYO Empire, like I look at them, I'm like, okay, like there were so many things that they did, and they expanded their kingdom and so on, because it was mostly like we're looking at like west, and south of present day Nigeria, and then we go into Benin as well. Yeah, and I think about when I look at them, I'm like, okay, yeah, these are expanded their kingdom, they did all these things, but at the same time, they contributed in so much into the transatlantic slave trade happening, because they like one of their downfalls was them trading with the European powers, trading slaves, etc., and so on, and all these other items, and not understanding like the repercussions for doing these things. Like you see earlier we talk about the ancestors and so on. They're looking down right now and seeing all the things they did and just thinking, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like the OYO Empire was around for a long time. Like, that's some people even trace, like, I think there's some people in modern day Nigeria that actually can trace their lineage all the way back to one of the
definitely. Like, you see the current
Lagos, like.
Currently the Alafin of Oyo. Yeah. Like, he could trace his lineage all the way back to the first Alafin, who was Oroyo. Yeah. Oroyo was the very first Alafin of Oyo.
So it's like a powerful. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. It's basically, Alafin is basically the owner of the palace. That's what it means in Yoruba.
So he can trace back his lineage.
Yeah. Like his like the current Alafin of Oyo, like his lineage stretches far back, like to the very first.
You know what that means? He was probably one of the slavers.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. His family. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, about that. Yeah, like So Oroyo, he founded the Oyo Empire. Actually, it wasn't even. He didn't actually like when he. It was just.
That's why he goes all the way to like Ododuwa, no?
No. That's Ile-Ife. That's Ile-Ife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Ile-Ife. Yeah.
So that guy, that guy is partly responsible for Nigeria being in the state it is today.
Yeah, about that, and he's sitting there coming like that.
No, but not him personally. Like his lineage, his family. Yeah.
He's a result of that lineage.
Yeah, he's a result.
No, but at the same time, it's like, well, there wasn't. He was just born in it. There's no.
Exactly.
Like,
it's not like.
I'm saying it's like
you hold you responsible. It's not
it's like you hold that person responsible. I guess you can hold the family name responsible if you want, but like. You can't exactly hold that particular person. But it's mad that at the same time he's claiming that Lily. Like,
it's true though, that's what I'm saying.
Like he can claim it, but not such a.
No, but there's a lot of greatness to the lineage. Aside from the slavery part, there's a lot of.
Imagine if you knew your great granddad was like profiting. Imagine if you knew that he was actually just shipping jiggers or he was just shipping them.
No, I'm very much sure he knows, but at the same time, it's like but he didn't play a factor. He didn't play a factor in that. You know what I'm saying,
and you have to also understand the context as well. How did they even get these slaves? I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying like. Because
it was
lots
from
of wars, conquest,
From conquest.
So they're capturing enemy soldiers, shutting them off.
You look at like the Mongol empires, like bro, after they took over a certain village, they
take them, you slave them, yeah, exactly.
Like, the Ottoman Empire, like all of these empires, that's what happened. Like,
have you guys heard about the theory amongst black conscious communities that the Moors sold us out? That the Moors, the ones the educated black people. All teamed up and sold everyone else out. Have you heard about that?
I don't think it'll be that simple to sell out a whole continent, but everything has a truth.
It would if you're the keeper of knowledge.
Because even like even with the Moors, like the Africa in a sense like had a vast array of knowledge in it. I don't think it was that maybe one set of individuals that per se were gatekeepers. Of the knowledge, because the whole oldest university in Africa is not in the north.
I think there would be I think Egypt was that place. Yeah, that place where they kept it. Because the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, but we had other
and like Yoruba, like a lot of African traditions are very close to ancient Egyptian traditions.
You see with Egypt, like definitely a great hub of definitely African knowledge and history and like spiritually. But I doubt it was the only hub in that.
It probably wasn't.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like Africa in a continent, like it's so big. Like even you say, it's so massive. Like even the map don't show how big it is.
But like if the elites all get together and sell out, because I'm only speaking like for me, I wouldn't be surprised if, based on the way I think, I wouldn't be surprised if someone in my lineage got together and be like, you know what, F these guys. We just used, and then we just all got together.
Or maybe our grandparents never liked them and said, "Yo, let's."
I mean, look at the way black boys to each other nowadays. Anyway, like of course we're not going to be united, but to me, I just wonder. Not that I think that there should be more of a conversation about the role we played in this, and not in the sense of like, reparations, but just in the sense of understanding why we're going through what we're going through, and that maybe we brought this on ourselves.
Do you think we should get over it by now?
I don't think it's about getting over it. I think it's about just having that conversation and just not having so much feelings attached to that conversation.
I don't know how it feels to be a slave, innit?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Without doubt, like there's no way for you to. Well, there is a way, but like you haven't experienced that essentially, and at the same time, it's a case of like. Yeah, you should sit down and have a conversation about it, because I think some people are not aware of the full story. Like for example, for years I didn't know that it was a case of like people sold each other out and so on. I thought it was just a case of they pulled up and shit got cracking and that's what happened. I didn't know people were like, yeah, take them. Here you go. How many do you need? Take them. I didn't know that for years. I actually didn't know that. So I think it's a case of like there's many things that many Africans. Black people actually don't know about slavery. Like up to the case of some people that are over in America now thinking they actually came from the slave trade, and no, it was you were already there, mate. I'm saying, things like that.
I think. Do you know
what I'm saying? Like that's my point about like there's so many things about like there's so much knowledge, there's so much history that you just don't know.
We should definitely have an episode.
Yeah, because I think once you know those things and you understand like where you come from, like you understand like you're actually not from Australia, Like, you know, maybe, yeah, you're thinking, yeah, your granddad was from here, so then, yeah, that means you're actually not from those areas. Like, there's certain areas that you think you're from, like, you're actually not from there. For example, like, me, I could be thinking I'm actually from Nigeria, but I'm not. I'm from Sudan or something, or I'm from Morocco originally. I'm saying, like, there's once you realize all of those things that you're from, I think that's, from that point on, that's when you can move forward. Like, because if you look at other continents and other people, for example, even people that are over in America, they know that, yeah, they actually come from Poland or they come from Serbia, etc. Do you know what I'm saying? But most of us, we don't know that. Like, we don't know the answer to that. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for you, man. If you man do an ancestry,
yeah.
Do you think that will be, first say for you to like 100% Nigerian? And that for you, do you think will be 100% Cameroonian, or do you think you might have?
No, mine definitely were, because my dad wasn't even full Nigerian. He was partly Ghanaian.
Okay.
I don't believe in that thing, because I don't understand how. I just don't even entertain it. Like, no, it's a fair point that you make. No, it's a fair point. Yeah.
Like, I'm only saying that just to say that maybe because of borders now, like, we're just so separated, innit?
Yeah.
But if we do look our past, we might have that. Our lineage might have stretched the whole of Africa. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How Nigerian are we?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you guys like think I'm mad if I say like this whole like racism, slavery thing is just like a war between black people?
You think racism is a black concept?
I think everything that's going on now, it's really us. It's like whoever's spearheading like the white oppressors is a black face. It's something black. It's black at the top. I don't know what, but I don't think this is just like white people just came on the planet and be like, F these chickens.
Some Uncle Ruckus.
I think at the top, like, they're being led by serious, powerful. I think there's powerful black families who just think they're way better than other black people. Who just think they're just way better than like, and then they just put us in a situation, because I think from the way everything happened, like even the way we were treated, like slavery happened to everyone, but the way we were treated is very different. Like, there's something very specific, and I think we're being taught a very specific lesson about ourselves throughout this entire ordeal we're going through. Because honestly, you know, if you're black,
no, I think I can understand what you're saying, because you have the notion of like a black person or an African person can at times treat a different race better than their own. So I understand what you're saying, but I can't say I agree, and I can't say I disagree, because I don't know. Well, I don't know. Like I said earlier on.
Do you think they treat us so bad? I'm just speaking on hypothetically. Do you think why we're treated so bad is because when we had them in slavery, we treated them so bad?
It's possible
that they bent all our history, so we never knew we had these lot in slavery.
Yeah.
Because that's what Larry's saying. Like,
I think black people are doing some really crazy shit.
Because that's what I'm saying. Why, like?
I think you know, like, imagine what we're seeing today, right? Of all of like this, I think none of that is new. Like all of this occult stuff, this secret. I think all of that literally was learned from us.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I think we were doing something way worse. And and whatever we're doing led to us all being in this situation.
You said one that karma right now.
I think it's like we did something really crazy, and then it just like it down spiraled. And a lot of us feel like, maybe because we haven't kind of realized the karma, we kind of think like, wow, this is a bit insane. Like, why is the world treating me like this? Because the world is anti-black, but the world is anti-black for a reason. Yeah, black people must have done something to the world.
So it's supposed to be wrap it up for us today.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. No, because obviously we were saying a lot, so like we didn't.
What do you think about it?
Like, what do you think about the question you asked?
Do you think that this is like black people? We brought this on ourselves.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to say so, because there's a lot of crazy things that we've done. Like, there's even a tradition I've heard where we used to kill twins, things like that. Like, so yeah, definitely, it's definitely a karmic thing.
We've
seen the repercussions of our actions.
I wonder what we did. I think we're creating. I think we're doing something.
I think that's a notion for everyone to think about. What did we do? But on that note, I think we are gonna wrap it up for this session. And peace.
Bruh, why did we do that?
What?
We've been talking about the.